There is a place on Earth where sunlight never reaches, a world without color, without warmth, a place so hostile that, by all logic, nothing should survive there. And yet, it does. Far beneath the surface of the ocean, below storms, below whales, below even the deepest coral reefs, creatures drift and crawl through total darkness. They glow, they stretch, they hunt with invisible weapons. Many of them don't look like animals at all. They look alien. Not because they come from another planet, but because this part of our own world is so extreme, so unfamiliar, that evolution took a very different path. Tonight, we descend into that hidden world, layer by layer, pressure by pressure, until the ocean stops feeling like Earth altogether. Layer 1, where light begins to die. At about 200 meters below the surface, something crucial disappears. Light. Sunlight fades rapidly here, stretched thin by water. Reds vanish first, then oranges, then yellows. By the time you reach the edge of this zone, everything is blue or black. For surface animals, light means safety. It means vision. It means color. It means communication. But for deep-sea creatures, light becomes a liability. So many of them abandon it entirely. Eyes shrink or vanish. Colors disappear. Bodies become transparent like living glass. Take the bare-eye fish. Its head is clear, revealing glowing green eyes that rotate inside its skull. Not for spectacle, but for survival. It looks upward, scanning for silhouettes above, the only remaining hint of food. But even this adaptation raises questions. Why keep eyes at all in a place with almost no light? And how does evolution decide when sight is worth the cost? Scientists still don't fully understand where that balance shifts, because deeper down, things change again. Layer 2, the pressure that should crush life. At 1,000 meters, pressure becomes overwhelming. Every 10 meters of depth adds another atmosphere of pressure. Here, the weight is equivalent to having dozens of elephants stacked on your body. Bones would snap, lungs would collapse, cells would rupture. So deep-sea creatures remove the problem entirely. They soften. Rigid skeletons give way to flexible cartilage. Muscle becomes gelatinous. Bodies stretch and compress without breaking. The blobfish, often mocked for its melted appearance, looks monstrous at the surface, but at depth, it's perfectly formed. Its alien look is what happens when a deep-sea body is dragged into a world it was never meant to enter. This raises a larger question. How many deep-sea creatures have we misunderstood simply because we've never seen them alive in their natural world? Because the deeper we go, the more misleading our perspective becomes. Layer 3, hunger in a world without food. Down here, food is scarce. No plants grow without sunlight. Nothing photosynthesizes. Most meals come from above, tiny flakes of dead material drifting downward like snow. Scientists call it marine snow, and it's barely enough to survive. So deep-sea creatures adapt in extreme ways. Mouths grow enormous. Stomachs stretch far beyond what seems reasonable. Teeth become long, thin, and needle-sharp. The gulper eel can swallow prey larger than itself, not because it's aggressive, but because it may not eat again for weeks. Energy efficiency becomes everything. Movements slow. Heartbeats drop. Some creatures barely move at all, drifting like living traps. But this survival strategy creates something unsettling. Faces that look frozen in hunger, bodies shaped entirely around eating and waiting. And it leads to another mystery. How do these creatures sense food from so far away in total darkness? The answer pulls us deeper. Layer 4, a world lit by living light. Below 1,000 meters, darkness becomes absolute. unless something chooses to break it. Bioluminescence, the ability to produce light, is one of the most common traits in the deep sea, yet it's almost completely absent on land. Here, light becomes language. Some creatures use it to lure prey, others use it to disappear, matching the faint glow from above to erase their silhouette. Some flash patterns scientists still haven't decoded. The anglerfish harries its own light on a fishing rod growing from its head. Prey approaches and vanishes. But here's the strange part. Many deep-sea animals don't create light themselves. They borrow it. They host glowing bacteria inside their bodies, living lanterns powered by microscopic life. Scientists still don't know how these partnerships evolved, or how creatures control the light so precisely. Which raises an eerie thought. In the deep sea, even the light isn't fully yours. Layer 5. Bodies built for another world. As pressure increases and food vanishes, shapes begin to change. Symmetry breaks down, limbs elongate, skin thins until veins and organs show through. Some fish lose scales entirely. Others develop skin that absorbs light instead of reflecting it, blacker than anything humans can manufacture. The dragonfish has teeth so thin they're almost invisible in water, preventing reflections that might warn prey. Its eyes can see red light, something almost no other deep-sea creature can detect. It hunts with a private wavelength. This feels alien, but it's pure evolution. Natural selection doesn't aim for beauty, it aims for survival, under very specific rules. And the deeper we go, the fewer rules remain familiar. Layer 6, where the ocean floor burns. At the deepest levels, something impossible appears: heat. Hydrothermal vents crack open the ocean floor, spewing water hot enough to melt lead, loaded with toxic chemicals. No sunlight, no oxygen-rich water, and yet entire ecosystems thrive. Giant tube worms grow taller than humans. Crabs farm bacteria on their own bodies. Life here runs not on sunlight, but on chemistry. Instead of photosynthesis, these organisms rely on chemosynthesis, using chemicals like sulfur to create energy. It's one of the most alien processes on Earth, and it forces scientists to ask a staggering question. If life can exist here, what else might be possible elsewhere in the universe? Layer 7, the deepest known life. Even deeper, near the ocean's trenches, life becomes sparse, but not absent. Amphipods roam depths over 10,000 meters. Fish with no pigment and fragile bones patrol the darkness. At these depths, pressure should make complex life impossible, and yet it persists. But we've only seen fragments. Less than 5% of the deep ocean has been explored directly. Every expedition reveals species no one has ever documented, creatures that look unreal because they were never meant to be seen. Which leads to the most unsettling mystery of all. What haven't we found yet? The deep sea doesn't look alien because it is alien. It looks alien because it evolved without us, without light, without warmth, without mercy. It reminds us that Earth is not designed for human comfort, only for survival. And even now, as satellites map distant planets and telescopes peer into deep space, our own world remains largely unexplored. Beneath the waves, entire ecosystems drift unseen. Lives unfold in silence. Evolution continues its quiet experiments. The deep ocean doesn't give answers easily. It only asks questions. And the deeper we look, the stranger our own planet becomes.